The game you played 13 months ago is out again in spectacular 1080p resolution. 25% more pixels than the original version. The definitive Ultimate HD Remastered Collection in a sparkling, silky smooth 60 frames per second, the way it was meant to be played. A game so amazing, it was too good to stay on the old consoles. On next-gen hardware that is so underwhelming that only last year's remaster can show its true potential. Portgen 2015.
One of the first bits of information that reached gamers' ears in 2013 regarding the PS4 and Xbox One was no backwards compatibility. Gamers were outraged. Gamers that planned on selling their PS3 or their 360 for $250 to fund their next-gen purchase would either have to keep them to play their library or purge everything. And for what? Sell all your old games to pay for a next-gen version? Both consoles rushed out at the end of 2013. Incomplete, and developers had little time to develop games for them. Microsoft and Sony made economic decisions to leave backwards compatibility out and push gamers to buy a new console. Instead of the marketing strategy of ceasing to develop last-gen versions of new games, this generation of console game developers have chosen to capitalize on the lack of backwards compatibility and to sell rehashes of the same games. The most egregious of these ports and remasters are games that we just played or owned a year before. Others in the port library were games that we just finished playing months ago for free through PS Plus and Xbox Games with Gold. Halo the Master Chief Collection is a massive amount of content for $60. But I argue that most Xbox gamers either still own all 4 Halo games or just finished playing them so much they can't bear to play another minute. Still, the Halo Master Chief Collection sold 1.7 million copies. That sounds idiotic. Who'd sell a 13-month-old copy of Tomb Raider or The Last of Us just to buy one with shinier graphics? Well, apparently a majority of gamers did just that. Developers and publishers are banking on thirsty gamers jumping for higher resolution versions of their old games, as developers scramble to understand and make use of the new console architecture. When a game is developed like GTA 5 or The Last of Us, game techs develop a massive library of textures for walls, crates, floors, guns, etc. They create multiple layers of the same texture for draw distances as your character gets closer to them. When it comes time to optimize the game to either run smoothly or to fit on 1 or 2 discs, an entire folder of, let's say, 1080p textures is omitted or resized to 720p for the console version. The quote-unquote 1080p folder is set aside for the PC version. Here with the GTA 5 port, the 1080p folder is brought back into the workflow and used to create the definitive Ultimate Remastered version. Frame rates are brought up from 30 frames to 60 frames with a simple on-twos process to show each frame twice and bring 60 frames per second look and feel to the game. Wow, here's my $60. By the end of the second year of the Xbox One and PS4, we'll be looking at 30 plus ports and remasters. And you know what's worse? These seem to be the majority of games that are presented in dazzling 1080p and 60 frames per second that we expect from next gen. Here's hoping that 2016 and 17 bring that sparkling next-gen look and feel to pull us out of Portgen. I'm Cole Eastwood. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, and if you like this stuff, please subscribe.